Let's take a look back at the Singapore Airshow 2024. Are you ready? Let's go!
Micros 1, 2, 3.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Singapore Airshow 2024.
This year's Airshow is taking place at Changi Exhibition Centre. The Republic of Singapore Air Force will be putting up the airshow between the F-15 as well as the AH-64D. There's a total of 12 maneuvers, 4 of which is integrated maneuvers, and 4 AH maneuvers, and 4 F-15 maneuvers.
I'm Captain Zain Lim, call sign NECT.
I'm a Major Yuen Kong Wing. My call sign I go by Sonic.
We are currently in Paya Lebar Air Base, which is the home of the F-15s.
The F-15 is a twin-engine, twin-tail fighter jet.
Day in, day out, we don't really fly this configuration in the F-15. On the logistics side of the house, they will have to down the conformal tanks as well as the pylons to ensure that we have this config we can train to. For the high G turn, we actually pull in excess of 7 Gs, sustained over a period of about 30 seconds. So that is really tiring. Imagine 7 times your weight on you for 30 seconds.
To prepare us, we have the G-suit. The G-suit will increase our G tolerance by approximately 4 to 5 Gs. When we are pulling positive G, you can expect the G-suit to inflate. The inflation will put pressure on our blood vessel. It will prevent our blood from going down to the leg so that we can keep the blood at the head to stay conscious.
I would say the most challenging would actually be the slow loop, where we start off in a slow speed maneuvering regime and we have to maintain that loop in a very slow speed, which is not what fighter flying is about. We have to be very precise and pristine with our parameters. We have to meet different checkpoints and ensure that our numbers are not below the margin that we actually catered for, or the aircraft may just be out of control. Training has been pretty intense so far. We actually fly every single day. I would say precision will bring us closer to perfection, but to get precise in the first place would take like countless hours of training, unquantifiable efforts.
We are currently in Sembawang Air Base, where the 120th Squadron is based at. Our squadron's mascot is a Red Hawk, and we operate the AH-64D. I'm Captain Joshua. I go by the call sign Dagger. I'm Major Lim Jing Kai, call sign Vega. The Apache is a twin-engine, 4-bladed aircraft. It is tandem-seated helicopter. Unlike most helicopters you see out there where the pilot sits side by side, we actually sit in a forward and aft fashion. We have a pilot in the back and a co-pilot in the front. So we rely heavily on communication. One feature that allows us to do that is in the back seat, the pilot can be looking at something, be directed to the item that he's looking at based on my head-up display. It is certainly unique to be a attack helicopter pilot. You don't get to do this outside other than the military. To me, the most challenging part about the airshow is to ensure that both aircraft integrates well. So what we are looking at is 2 aircraft at a specific time, at a specific point to create a picture-perfect moment. As we know, fighter jets, they are fast. However, for the helicopter, we are not as fast. When you combine both together, it is difficult to create a show that will be appealing to the audience.
It's very intense for the 10 minutes of the air show. You got to stay fully focused. After every flight, you can feel the mental drainage and you feel exhausted after a flight.
From the right, together they will integrate to execute a maneuver we call the double helix.
The most challenging maneuver actually is the double helix. It starts off with the AH being high, the F-15 being low. There's a bridge called the helix bridge. It intertwines with each other. So we're trying to recreate that by having the AH spiraling down with the F-15 climbing up in a spiral climb. So for double helix in particular, because it's a maneuver that we don't usually carry out in our day-to-day flight, the amount of coordination of flight controls as well as going into steep descent spiral is unnatural to us. So it takes time to get used to the feeling as well as feeling the aircraft, how it will move and how it will react to our control inputs.
The most challenging maneuver, in my opinion, is going to be a knife-edge slash pass. You seldom see an attack helicopter and a fighter jet operating at a cool altitude. But in that maneuver itself, you'll see that the Apache and fighter jets are head-on to create a visual effect.
What you could have done better based on the video debrief of the VCR is that when you enter the maneuver, when you cause action, when you enter, when you roll and pitch down, you failed to ensure that you're enough aft cyclic.
Training actually starts way back since October. The airshow is in February. We only have 4 months to complete the training as well as to sync together as a team. During the planning phase, the crew member for the Singapore Airshow team will sit down together and we will think about how we want to present the whole show to the public in terms of visual effect and mixing up with what the aircraft can do based off each platform.
And you were just literally going almost vertically down, which is not the visual effect you want to achieve.
Definitely there's a lot of frustration pent up during the flight itself because you're just trialing an error on how to correct the mistake that you have made.
We see you all start turning, then you turn also, just so that we start the maneuver together.
When you pass the social and turn right, the circle will be very big. It won't be as pretty.
Yeah. We can see from today's video how it actually went, whether it's very noticeable.
You should still turn.
Yeah, so that's actually something that we want to discuss.
Debrief is the time where we learn the most because we criticize what we did wrong, we applaud what we did well, and then we give ourselves a critic on how we can improve next.
I think the airshow, it really puts our handling to the test. We are more in tune with the jet, trying to perfect all these maneuvers. So that will definitely help ourselves to be a better aircrew when it comes to handling.
And this is important, especially when we are doing low-level aerobatics for the Singapore Airshow 2024.
We are just a month and a half out to the airshow. Time is tight. We gotta take every chance we have for the practices.
My first time at the airshow. I feel very impressed because I'm from Thailand, I'm a PR, and then my kids are Singaporean. I want to fulfill my son's dream because he wants to be a fighter jet pilot when he grows up.
I want to be a pilot when I'm older.
You don't get to see all this every day. Then when you come, you get to see up close to the aircraft and pilot. It's good for you to experience.
The last part, when the RSAF helicopter about, that is a beautiful maneuver. The crisscrossing and everything, yeah, that is mind-boggling.
I've been here 8 years and this is the first time. It was really cool. When the F-15 came, I was pretty mesmerized. It's the first time I've actually seen it up so close.
After 3 to 4 months of training, it is certainly rewarding to see our hard work pay off. Having the aerial display performed to such a high standard and allowing the audience to see such a spectacular show, I felt very delighted. Other than flying the airshow, the engagement with the public was very good. We get to go up close with the public, talk to them about how they feel about the show, talk to them more about our aircraft, our capabilities, the support that they really have for the RSAF. It's very heartening. Other than building better relationships with my squadron mates, we get to foster relationship with other pilots from the F-15 community. We don't get to do this very often and it's truly enriching.
I was back many years ago as a student, and now coming back to see the same or even better displays really brings back a lot of memories. It's certainly very nice to know that our Singapore Air Force is really good and also on par with some of the best Air Force in the world. And you can see how the crowd was actually going at it. Very excited and seeing all the different maneuvers that were being put around by the best pilots of Singapore. I think it's important also because people will know we are not touted as the peacetime country, but also we are ready for anything that comes our way. And we know that our pilots are able to do maneuvers that are very complicated.
I think the biggest challenge for the aerial display is really combating the weather. While I'm thankful that it's clear blue skies out there, sometimes there's like pieces of clouds that we have to navigate around so that we can put up a full show for the people. It feels great to see the fruits of our labour come to fruition. My wife and my kid were actually at the show as well and they told me they enjoyed it, so that makes me feel very good. I'm glad that everyone enjoyed themselves learning about the aircraft, watching the aerial display, and I hope that ignited some spark in younger generation to be the future of the Air Force.
I just wish all of them well, knowing that we also serve our country and those who are coming after us and those who have gone before us, we are just very proud that we are all doing our part for Singapore.
I really take my hat off to everybody who was flying on the planes. Thank you for your service and fly safe.